Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Remember, you're good-looking. You're always looking for and finding the good. We found good in abundance. I own Las Vegas, and boy, do we have an eye open today for one of the more interesting, dynamic, powerful, positive, purposeful, pleasant people I've ever had the opportunity to interact with. And you're going to meet him in just a couple of minutes, Andrew Cartwright. So buckle up and get ready. Real quick thing, just to make everybody aware. Everybody in the world, everybody knows about this place called Las Vegas. Now, why? Well, you might say gambling. Well, yeah, there's a lot of gambling. But really what happens here is the energy that attracts great business minds and great business people. And that's what's happening here in Las Vegas, in addition to the gambling center of the world. So just to put things in perspective, by the way, if you take the population of the state of California, which is the most populous state in the United States of America, 30 plus million people, and you add the entire population of the state of Oregon, 4 or 5 million people, and you add in the entire population of the state of Washington, another 4 or 5 million people, it doesn't equal the number of tourists that come through Las Vegas in 1 year. Yes, over 40.5 million people come to this place, and they come and they're attracted to it because it's energy and it's filled with joy, happiness, peace, and love. And I'm about to introduce you to one of the most interesting of all entrepreneurs, and his name is Andrew Cartwright. Andrew, please say hello to 388,922 people around the world.
Hey, you promised me millions. It's okay. I don't care if it's 3 or whatever. Just talking to you is always a pleasure.
Well, thank you for that. So if you're able to not just listen, but to see Andrew as well, and of course me, it's really a treat because he's a good-looking man in the sense that he's always looking for and finding the good in life. And that's really what distinguishes him. See, here's a guy, I'm actually going to let him tell the whole story, but suffice it to say that he is not only an author and an entrepreneur and a father and a grandfather and a good friend. He is one of the people that really likes to make things happen in a big way. So Andrew, what I call you, the reluctant billionaire, take it away. Talk to us about you and what you are and what you do.
I've started 32 companies in 17 completely different industries. I've bought 17 companies. I've exited 5 times. Currently, we're doing something that we feel is really epic. Was going to retire for the second time, but instead I've been helping people buy businesses. So I've been putting up capital, and the goal is to buy 99 companies. I want to make over 99 people multimillionaires, and I figure that could be enough at that point to retire. I have a fund called the Dragon and Angels Fund, which is my own personal fund, mine and my better half. And we're basically looking for people that know how to run businesses, that would like to buy time by buying a business. So let's say, for example, somebody's been the right-hand man of somebody, like in a HVAC company, right? Heating and air conditioning. Well, we'd look to go buy a company. We have a glass company in Florida that we're doing right now. We've got 2 other companies I can't talk about at the moment that we just put in contract today to buy with the audience. So, the goal is to hit that 99 mark, and then I should have 99 friends that I can hang out with we're getting rich together. So I give them 81% of the company. I put up the capital, and I retain 19% of the company.
So I want everybody to understand, let's unpack some of what you just said here, because this warms the cockles of my heart. Now, if anybody can ever tell me where the cockles are, I'd like to know, but it warms the cockles of my heart. Why? Because this is what I consider the essence of a true entrepreneur, a true capitalist, a true business person who loves the essence of business, recognizing that it benefits every single person involved. You see, because when you have a business, it's not just you're there to make money, because if that's your goal, then you will not necessarily succeed fully. Yes, you might make money, but that you won't succeed fully. What does succeed mean? That you're building something that can actually go and work without you being there. The ability to have a business where you can go in your boat and go away for a month because it's well run. And this is the genius of what Andrew does. He doesn't just put up money. He brings together mind. So let's talk about your book, by the way, The Origin of Opportunity. And I love the title and I love the book because I love you. Because Andrew definitely walks his talk. You see, it's the ability to understand that he has made stumbles in his life. You said, hey, I bought 32, 70 companies, 32 have had 5 exits. Wow. Did you ever have a problem, Andrew?
Oh, yeah. I failed more than I've succeeded, for sure. The idea, though, is that your wins are much bigger than your losses. But if you go through life thinking you're never going to lose, then you're never going to play the game. So, I've been through lots of recessions. I've been a multimillionaire 4 times. I've been broke 4 times, and I've been homeless once. So, I love the game. It is what it is, but sometimes circumstances come up, and, whether it's a recession or some kind of betrayal in a business or litigation or whatever have you, it is what it is. And something you said today, I was thinking about it, and you're such an inspiration, having been, quadriplegic and coming back the way you did. Something you said, a word, really impacted, and it transformed me today. I'm transformed every day by things that occur. I'm constantly paying attention. I'm a student of life. And that's why I'm engaged in business. It's the best place to get an education, is through active experience, trying to fix, solve, and create products and services for people. And so many people are afraid of, let's say, betrayal. And if you're afraid of being betrayed, then you'll probably never do anything, because the likelihood of being betrayed is pretty high, But the reality is, it's not about being betrayed. It's about, can you handle it? You said today, with your wife of 43 years, about handling what you guys handle, only being able to move your eyes. You handled it. You handled swimming 2 miles a day to rebuild your mobility, right? Your ability to walk. You had to relearn how to walk and get those muscles working again. You had to reactivate all the muscles that had deteriorated over the 5 years that you weren't completely mobile. You handled it, right? If there's anybody that can possibly think of, what can you handle? I think they have to look at your story and go, you know what? There's probably more that you can handle than you think. When you looked me square in the eyes and you said, we just handled it. She could have left. I could have quit. You fought back. I mean, and I don't think people understand the disease you had and how affected that one day you're just no longer walking anymore, and you can only move your eyes. And I think that's hard for people to confront. But the more you can confront, the more you can have. The more.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's unpack this. This is beautiful stuff. Again, not about me. I appreciate very much what you're saying, because I know that you're coming from deep within you. Mm-hmm. What Andrew is sharing with us is the true genius of business and life, is that ability to know that when you stumble and fall, which you will, hello, it will happen. Okay, now what? What? What do you do when things go differently than you thought? Mm-hmm. If you look and complain and blame, well, then you're not going to ever succeed. The true success of life is picking yourself up, dusting yourself, and say, okay, now what?
Right.
You have people that love you. Do you love you? You see, by the way, that's part of what I was taken today. Andrew and I had a great meeting earlier today. We're doing this podcast later in the day, and it was truly an invigorating and inspiring session that we had, because we were looking eyeball to eyeball and talking real open guts, open kimono, right? I mean, it was great stuff. And I just want to make mention, by the way, only because it's so much fun. Andrew has a YouTube channel. Okay, I have a YouTube channel, but he has a YouTube channel with over 500,000 subscribers. Let me say it again. That's over 500,000 subscribers. Now, why do people tune in and listen to Andrew when he posts his whatever he's doing, whether it's a 2-minute video, 5-minute video, 20-minute video? Because he cares. He is making a difference with what he's doing. He's sharing with other people. He's not one of the kinds of people that are out there, by the way, and say, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. I'm cool. Yeah, he is cool. If you're watching this as well as listening, he's a cool dude. Okay. But the real issue is that what he's doing is he's sharing information. He's not afraid that, oh my gosh, what if they find out they'll do better than me? He wants everybody to do better. Yeah. That's the capital. That is you, right? Am I right, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, we live in so many people live in scarcity, and when you live in scarcity, you'll have scarcity. You live in it. Of course, you're going to create it. It's like it's like you're scarce because you believe in scarcity. Like if you focus on abundance, we live in an abundant world. We have more money than like you could possibly imagine. Any idea, service, product, anything that you can come up with that creates value in the world, there's plenty of money that will be thrown at you in exchange for creating value in people's lives. However you produce value in people's lives. So there's no scarcity. There's an abundance of businesses. There's an abundance. I can't get to the amount of opportunities that exist right now everywhere around me. I look around every day. I'm like, I couldn't keep up. I could give people ideas for businesses that'll make millions of dollars, 30 million, 50 million. I don't have time to get to them. I don't have enough time in the day to get to all the opportunities. And that's the thing is we literally, we create opportunities and they're all around us all the time, waiting for us just to get in the game.
So let's talk about this, unpack it just a little bit. This is called I in Las Vegas. So I opened up by saying, what's the genius of this place called Las Vegas today? It literally is pulsating with energy, attracting people with abundant mindset. Andrew just said he's looking around and all he sees are fields of clover. He sees fields of opportunity. And you could have somebody walking down the street with their head down, not understanding, and they're feeling, woe is me. And it's the ability to open your eyes and understand that a good-looking person is always looking for and finding the good in life. So if you're able to see this and watch, behind Andrew, he's a nice, handsome man, there's a book cover called The Origin of Opportunity. That's his book. He wrote a great book. Why? He wrote the book because he wants people to understand opportunity is there for you. It's readily available. You can literally pick it off the streets. That's the genius of Las Vegas and the I in Las Vegas. Now, we have people that love us, that love the show. We have one particular sponsor we're going to share with you right now. We wouldn't have these people on if we didn't vet them to think that they're worthy of your time and your attention for their products and services. We'll be right back. It's 44 seconds with more Andrew Cartwright right after this.
What if you could shop at your favorite local stores, swipe your current credit card and get extra cashback rewards? And what if you could also have donations sent to your favorite cause at no extra cost to you? What if this amazing program was absolutely free and very simple to set up? Well, What If is here. Welcome to Einstein Cares, where your everyday shopping gives you and your favorite cause extra money. It's fast, it's easy, and effortless.
good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe you're good-looking. She's always looking for and finding the good. Our cup runneth over with good human being named Andrew Cartwright. Andrew is dedicated to creating more benefit for people, more opportunity for people. All he cares about is, are you willing to work? Am I right, Andrew? Isn't that the real key?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, everything's there for anybody who wants it. You know, it's just a matter of going for it. You don't have to be the smartest. It seems so basic to me, but you know, sometimes it seems like you have to help people unlock their own barriers, right? Like I talk about in the book about seeing impossibility, right? Like, you know, there's what you see, but if you ever stop for a second and you look at something longer than you normally would so that you can see new and different things that you never saw before, you'd be surprised how much more is there than what you've seen before. And I'm saying even in your own living room, wherever, take any spot that you look at all the time and sit there and just be with it and look with new eyes. And I guarantee you'll see different things. I use it in my relationship too. Every single day. And this was a practice that I had started. I wrote about it in my book. And it was something, that's how I talked my better half into, putting up with 26 years of research and 5 years of writing and editors and the whole bit that went into the book. But I said, part of this is seeing you in new and different ways every single day to love you. And I find every single day new, different things that I see in her to love every single day. And it's funny at first, it was, it could be like a stumble. Oh, that's cute, right? It could be the way she said something. I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. Or her view on a situation. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Like, wow. And it reveals so much of part of who she is. And every day I discover new things about her because I just listen to her. And I listen to the new things she has. She got a PhD in artificial intelligence. And that whole journey has been so much fun learning about artificial intelligence. She was part of Gemini. She has 460 employees that work for her at Google. So, we're constantly learning new stuff about each other every single day. And I think it started out as, something that I had decided. It was a choice I made that, I saw in my parents that they looked for what was wrong constantly and what wasn't working and what didn't match up and the rules they had about how somebody was supposed to behave or look. And I thought, what if let me try flipping that. What if it didn't matter, how she showed up as far as my rule book? How about if I just see how she shows up and find the beauty in that? And I've never been happier in the last 13 years than when I made that choice to love with possibility, to love looking from new eyes every single day without expectation. Expectation is the perfect place to be let down.
This is so touching and wonderful. As you said, my wife and I are married actually 47 years. And the ability to see with new eyes regularly the person that you think you know. And as I say like this, like teenager, wow, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And this is really wonderful what you're saying, because again, from the business point of view, this is what happens. You want to have a real successful business. Well, business doesn't just involve you. It involves people that let's say you're selling to and you're working with, and the employees. It is so many things swirling around And very, very much like a marriage, if you start having expectations and they're not met and you get upset and you're looking to the complaint and the blame, well, guess what? The business won't be running well. However, if you have those eyes of saying, wow, what's possible? What can be done?
Yeah.
Then guess what's going to happen? Abundance.
Yeah.
And abundance
and
is a wonderful thing.
Well, the other thing too is whenever you're living with that expectation, you're really living in history. You're living in history. You're not living in the moment. You're not presenting what's possible for the future. You're literally living in history, because whatever you're judging already happened. It's already happened. So, to me, it's and what a, like, what's funny too, and I talk about it in the book too, is like, people get into addictions. Addictions are not just drugs. Everyone's addicted to something. When I look at somebody who's angry all the time and they're angry at just everything, I realize that they're addicted to anger. And that's cool. The only thing that's not cool about it is that they don't get that they're addicted to anger. See, we have the best drug dealer in the entire planet. In our brains, it's called the thymus. The thymus will make any chemical cocktail you ask it to make. So if you're angry, it'll go in and it'll make the chemical cocktail for anger. And it'll send neopeptides to every cell in your entire body. And if you like being angry, your entire cell system, every part of your body gets to experience anger. And if it tightens, it makes you feel powerful, and you continue to do that, then you're addicted to anger. And like I said, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that if you chronically and consistently do something, then you're going to have the thoughts that are going to project that drug into your system. And the crazy thing is that drug dealer will make any drug you want. It'll make happy, sad. It'll make whatever you want it to make. So part of like the book is really giving you the opportunity to be able to experience your life fully and create the life that you want, so that you are the origin of creating your emotions. A lot of people think they are their emotions. Like if they feel it, it's true. And some people even think that what they think is true. And if you tell them that, well, that's probably not, they're so convinced. Like I'll see thoughts in my head that come through and I'll laugh at them, at how funny they are, right? Because I'm not attached to my mind. My mind doesn't own me. I own my mind. My emotions don't own me. I own my emotions. My physical body doesn't own me either. I do Ironmans. I get in full-on arguments with my body because I tell my body what it's going to do. And you did the same. You told your body, your mind told your body how it was going to show up. And your body had to listen when it didn't want to.
This is, again, everybody, why do we call this I in Las Vegas? What is unique about Las Vegas? Special beings. Special beings. Listen, we just heard this. Andrew is a consummate businessman. And he's now talking about your mind. Wait a minute, I want to hear about money, Andrew. Well, hello, you can't have a conversation about money unless you know who is in control of your own being. If you're not in control of your own mind, like in the mornings, I do my particular meditations and I work with what we call rich oxygenated blood, energizing my prefrontal cortex.
Right.
And I hear it swishing around because, as you know, you just said, the thymus will create whatever you want. You're the one who gives it the cocktail. The prefrontal cortex is where your positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant imagery is happening. The amygdala is your reptilian thing. And if you let it control you, well, guess what will happen? You're not in control. And we're not talking about rigid. We're talking about fluid. You see, that's the genius. People think, well, control is control. He's talking and sharing with you the genius and the success formula for business. If I ask you, anybody, what's the sexual for business? Well, you got to be what's his name, Elon or Jeff or Steve, and all those famous people. Andrew just gave us the formula. You're in control. It's your mind. It's your body.
Yeah.
And once you make that choice, you and I discussed this for a long time today. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. How you choose to respond in any given situation, that's what's going to determine who you are and your success path, right? That's it. And it's just that little shift in perspective. See, what you're talking about is not, oh my gosh, I got to change my whole world. Oh, It's a shift in perspective, slightly. Once you do that, like you said, you can sit in your living room and you, Andrew, will spot, that's a great business. Well, what if we did that? And then people could be sitting with you and say, what are you talking about? Okay, let's think about it in an abundance mindset. And then people will listen to, oh yeah, how do I see with your eyes, Andrew? Well, that's why we're doing this today. That's why you're on Las Vegas. So I'm sorry to tell you.
Even walking with you and experiencing the way you were walking and what your experience was gave me the ability to experience what some of what you've been through, and that opened my eyes to so many areas that in my mind to be grateful for, to have gratitude for, to experience the actual joy it is to actually be healthy, to be able to walk, it's funny. I see bats every once in a while that fly at night, and I'm like, wow, those guys can't see. They literally can't see. If you look at a bat flying, they look drunk. They're like the funniest. If you watch them fly, they look drunk. Like they're just going to hit something. You're like, how are they not hitting something? They look drunk. Like, I don't know about you, but every bat in my neighborhood is drunk, right? They look drunk anyway. But, I like that question too. Like people say I'm depressed. I'm like, you're depressed. Who created that? Right. And they'll look at me like, are you crazy? I think as I'm a leader and I've owned companies, CEO, had hundreds of employees in different companies. And when you're at the top, there's no one to ask. You don't get to be depressed. So when you look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm depressed. All right. What does that mean? Who's creating that depression? I'm creating the depression. How am I creating it? By the thoughts that I have in my head and the meaning that I've given those thoughts that I have in my head. Okay. So what racket am I playing? And I literally have this conversation with me. Like, what racket is that? Like, I'm a racketeer. What am I selling? Okay, I'm selling to myself something. All right, that's a racket. What do I get out of it? Well, I get people to feel bad for me. I don't have to do things that I don't necessarily want to do, and people will leave me alone if I play the depression card. Plus, I get all these feelings, right, that I get to experience. Well, what does that get me? So I start to look at like situations, even in my own mind, is like, okay, this is a racket. And I got that from Eric Burney in 82 to 87. He came up with a philosophy called transactional analysis that is a huge body of psychotherapy that helps people through different processes. It's an incredible body of work. I dumb it down and use some of it in my book. It's one of the philosophies in the book, along with applied psychology. But he talks about racketeering and how we racket, the rackets we run, how we play games with people. He wrote a book called The Games People Play. It's an incredible book that talks about all the different rackets. Once you know the racket that you're playing on yourself, it's like you're free when you know that you're playing a game on yourself. Like literally. Like you're the one.
I love when you use the 4-letter F word. Free.
Free. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah,
it's
it might be heady stuff, but
well,
like
it is heady stuff, but that's where we are. Unless and until we run our head, then we're never going to be able to have what everybody wants, which is abundance, success, flow, goodness, joy, happiness, peace, and love. Now, I am sorry to tell you that our time on Eye in Las Vegas at this moment is coming to a close. However, we have 3 quick questions for you, Andrew.
3 big ones.
3 quick questions. Ready?
All right.
Number 1, will you come back again?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, you have 80 seconds only, Andrew Cartwright, to answer this. Andrew, what is your most fervent desire?
My biggest desire? Ooh, this is one that is crazy. That
You only get 80 seconds.
I love to see people succeed, and I run from people try and acknowledge me for helping them all the time. And I run from it because I literally just get so emotional. I care so much about people's success, and I care so much about people's mental health. And I'm so bad. I want people to be successful more than they do. I guarantee you there's not any human being that gets in front of me that wants to be more successful than I want them to be successful. My passion for other people to be successful is so far, it's so deep. I'm a beast inside, and I want to unleash the beast in other people so they can become their
Wait a minute. Let's use that. I want to unleash the beast in other people, the beast of goodness. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Number 3,
course.
Can I give you a hug in front of 410,000 people around the world?
Of course, yeah.
Let me tell you what HUG stands for. Heartfelt, unlimited giving. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, were we doing that? Is this the self hug? The self hug.
Okay, everybody, make it a great one. We'll see you on the next edition of Eye on Las Vegas. Thank you, Andrew.